Alright, so don't panic, but if you weren't feeling old already, Grand Theft Auto 4 was officially released 16 years ago as of last month, and it's crazy how fast time continues to fly by. Grand Theft Auto 4 was a revolutionary game for its time. It has one of the most popular protagonists in all of gaming, graphics that still honestly hold up really well today, a great story, and of course, superb ragdoll physics. But in 2009, GTA 4 would become even better as it would receive the first DLC in the history of the franchise, The Lost and Damned. For those unfamiliar, GTA 4 had two separate brand new story DLCs following its initial release, and I want to share my experience and take a look at the first DLC with you all. Oh, a second guys, what the hell is this? Hello? Almost did forget, thanks. Alright guys, that was Roman, and thankfully he reminded me to let you all know that you guys should leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I got a lot of great content planned for you all, so make sure you guys subscribe. Also be sure to check out our Discord server, Bril's Lair. It's going to be the best place for our community to chat, talk, and do a bunch of great things coming very soon. Also, inquire about the underworld, okay? I'm not going to hold this up any longer, guys. Let's get right into it. The Lost and Damned DLC is just one half of an amazing addition to an already legendary game. When we think of a video game's DLC, there's a wide spectrum of value these stories and additions can provide to the original package, but The Lost and Damned is up there with some truly S-tier DLCs, much like The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine expansion, as well as the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty DLC, just to name a couple. If you watched my last video, go check that out when you're done with this one. I had my first experience with GTA 4 when it first came out back in 2008, and it was love at first sight. But as you can imagine, being an 8-year-old, just by virtue of that game wasn't in my rotation much. So I had initially missed out on the experience of this game and DLC in its prime, but as I've grown older and matured, my gaming tastes have grown as well, and I'm actually able to appreciate these games in ways I wouldn't have been able to back then. So it definitely gave me something to look forward to after beating GTA 4, especially since, like I said, I'd never experienced any of these DLCs up until a few years ago. While you don't play as fan favorite and beloved Niko Bellic, the new set of characters in The Lost and Damned introduced bring their own unique value to the world of Liberty City and GTA 4. In The Lost and Damned DLC, we're officially introduced and take the reins as Johnny Kleitz as we begin as the vice president of the Lost MC, and with the motorcycle club at the core of its story. Honestly, it's the closest thing I've gotten to that gave me any sense of a Sons of Anarchy vibe from a video game, from whatever I remember watching like 10 years ago. If you don't remember Johnny from the missions in the main game, then you might remember him more from his brief appearance in GTA 5.
Man, give me a hug, yeah. Fucking shit! Cut!
But like I said, he does make an appearance in the main story, which actually connects to both the DLCs, which is a very nice touch for us later on to discuss. But I don't want to get into much of the story aspects quite yet, so before we get into that, let's take a look at what's new and different in the Lost and Damned DLC. Unlike the variety of safe houses we have in the main game, Johnny and the Lost MC have their clubhouse. This acts as your safe house in the game, but it comes with a variety of new activities to do, such as play cards, arm wrestle, and pool are all available to you here. Now honestly, I didn't do any of these shits outside of the purpose of just getting clips, but as these small activities, as they're there and included, they do add to the overall ambiance of the club, and I think they act as really cool features just to make the game feel more realistic. One pretty convenient improvement that they added to the core of the game that wasn't available before during the main story is mid-mission checkpoints, which definitely can save your ass from having to start from the beginning of a mission over some BS or because you're just bad. Both have happened to me, so it was a big relief to find out mid-mission that I wouldn't need to redo all my progress. Other minor features around the world include being able to call for backup from your crewmates. You can participate in motorcycle races and bike theft missions around the world, but for the really cool stuff, the DLC adds an automatic 9mm pistol that surprisingly shreds. Like, this thing would be pay to win if this was, a game today. Additionally, we have two new shotguns as well. One is a double barrel shotgun that you first use in the beginning of the game that is really good for close range, and later on you eventually get access to an assault shotgun, which is just as fun to use in this game as it is in GTA 5. A short aside, as much as I love GTA 5, I felt like it never had the soul that GTA 4 has. Like, I could never really explain it all too well, but let me know what you guys think. But I've always felt like this game stands out like no others in the franchise. Anyways, there's also a grenade launcher, which is really cool and all, but for the final and last weapon, the pool stick. And after you scratch the 8-ball, you can immediately take your assault on the NPC, so, you know, just weapons galore. The DLC didn't just stop at weapons and minor gameplay improvements either. A variety of vehicles were added to the game, but honestly, I'm not going to go over each and every single one of them. The one that I did notice the most was the Rhapsody, this car right here, and others include a tow truck, a cool prison bus to use in a mission, and a bunch of new motorcycles, but you're just going to end up sticking with your own anyway. Speaking of motorcycles, with the whole motorcycle club theme, you're easily inclined to use it throughout the entire DLC, but I just gotta say, you know how driving can be in this game if you played it a lot, and it's an experience at times to say the least. I guess if I also want to be thorough in this video, I should mention that there was a multiplayer component to this DLC, which added 6 new multiplayer games alongside it, but this is my personal experience, and I didn't and very well will not attempt a multiplayer in this game, even if it's still online, but that's just something to mention. If you were playing this game back in 2009 or 2010, let us know how your experience was back in the day, Gramps. In my personal opinion, I think GTA 4 has at least the second best story and missions of the entire franchise. And what makes this game stand the test of time is truly how compelling everyone is, and I feel like this sentiment is echoed in the Lost and Damned story. Niko is an iconic character, and for these DLCs to not include him as a main focus and not drop off in enjoyment and still reach critical acclaim just goes to prove how good this game is and how capable Rockstar is putting on amazing stories whenever they decide to. Without revealing too much of the story's details, because I really do want you guys to revisit this game if you've played it before or even play it for the first time, let me hit you with this quick rundown. The Lost and Damned is a gritty, dark comedy that centers on the activities and the way of life of the Lost Motorcycle Club as you, Johnny Kleitz, struggle to garner the respect of his entire motorcycle club following the arrest of the club's president, Billy Gray. Now, the main conflict is really Billy's leadership, as it causes a lot of issues for the Lost, which Johnny tries to fix by helping out other criminals in Liberty City, as well as other gang members. But because he and Billy don't agree on how the gang should be run, their disagreements cause arguments between them, which ultimately turns into a civil war amongst the Lost. The Lost are considered amongst the deadliest threats to one's personal safety in Liberty City. They engage in drug and alcohol abuse, gang warfare, illicit racing, drug distribution, simple prostitution, motorcycle theft. Like, they're full-blown ready to get hit with a RICO. You must deal with the ups and downs of the club's civil war until a final decision must be made as you all ponder your past acts. There are a dozen new interesting characters for you to learn and experience. Like, the DLC isn't short, it can be beaten around 7 hours if you're just blitzing through the story, and the main game is about 28 for quick reference, but it's a complete and satisfying experience that isn't really filled with any fluff. The Lost and Damned DLC takes place during the same time as our main story, as well as the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC, with a few missions tying our 3 protagonists together. The mission that connects the 3 of them actually takes place during the main game in the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC, so maybe we'll save the Luis part for another video, if this gets enough likes. It's just a really nice touch to weave these stories together like how they did, and there's even earlier missions where this occurs, but I just wanted to highlight this one specifically. And the reason I wanted to make this video is just because I have this certain admiration for GTA 4 that I just, like I said earlier, I can't explain it myself. Like, you know a game is good when you're truly disappointed by completing it, and this was one of those games for me. Then to have such a fantastic game followed up by 2 freaking amazing DLCs that are damn near equally in quality to this game is so rare, and we don't even see that today in gaming. And I don't want to be that guy who goes like today's games are bad, because there aren't all, of course, but if you've been in the gaming space over the past decade, it is easy to see how the quality of games has diminished quite significantly over the past few years, over the past years in general. I'm quote unquote old enough to have played the main GTA a few times back when it first released, but never the DLCs until recently. But the one thing about growing is like I said earlier, like, I'm truly able to appreciate video games in much greater ways than I have been able to before, and I truly get the most out of any experience that I like now, and GTA 4 has just really been one of those games for me. Like, this is a game that many of you called a masterpiece in my last video, and for the Lost and Damned to be truly a worthy addition to the game is just a true testament of how great this DLC was. But that's going to wrap up this video, everyone. What are your thoughts on the Lost and Damned DLC? Did you play it when it first came out, or have you just gotten to it recently? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you're interested in seeing a video like this for the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC, let me know, because I would really like to take a look at it as well. And if you've not joined the Bril's Lair Discord server, it's going to be the best place to keep up with the community and so many other things. So make sure you guys join that. The link is in the description below. But that's going to really wrap this up. We're on the road to 1K, so all the support is greatly appreciated. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content like this. But I'm out of here. Y'all stay safe. Peace.